Yo, big up yourselves, welcome back to the channel. Big up all the new subscribers, big up my members, big up everyone for being here. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the video. In this video, we are back on a job that we second fixed in a previous video. If you haven't seen that, I'll put the link up somewhere and you can give that a watch. But in this video, we're going to be finishing off. We're going to be wiring a Ring doorbell. We're going to be wiring a Ring floodlight. We're going to be just tidying everything up, putting all the bezels on, getting the job finished, giving it a test, labelling up the board, all of that thing. So I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't pressed that subscribe button already, then please do consider pressing that because it helps us a lot more than you would know. So if you can hit that button, that would be awesome. Also, leave a like, leave a little comment, let us know what you think. Just have a chat if you want. Just leave a comment. So I'm going to get the stuff out now, get ready, get geared up. While I'm doing that, run that thing. Boom, we're in. Nice. So our first job is to wire the Ring doorbell. So it's on the stud, well, on the stud. It's on the front face of this wall here. So what we're going to do is come from the fuse board. We're going to go up through all these joists away from our 240 volts because we're using 24 volt. Is it 24 or 12? Anyway, low voltage, extra low voltage. We're going to come across, down this wall, drill through on an angle to the Ring doorbell that's already there. Obviously it's battery powered now, but we're going to be wiring it up. We're going to be wiring it in 2-core 0.75 flex. Nice. So that's going to go from the Ring doorbell straight over to the fuse board. Then in the fuse board, we will be fitting this doorbell transformer. So this transformer, it's 8 volt, 12 volt and 24 volt depending on what you need. You basically feed it from the bottom and then you've got a connection for 0 volts and a connection for your 12 or your 24 or your 8 volts. So we're going to get that in the board. That's going to be fed from a 6 amp, whether it's from the lighting breaker that's in here or whether we put it on its own RCBO. Doesn't really matter, it just needs power. You can run it off a plug top, you can do it, you can do what you want with it really. But that's going to go into the board. We're going to clip this cable around, we're going to drill through the wall, we're going to get it into the doorbell, we're going to move on to the next job. So the first thing we're going to have to do, if you can see these 4 plugs, that's where the Ring sits. The cable entry for it, well, where the connections are is about here. So what I'm going to do, drill on an angle, and it's going to bring us through to this face. We're going to try and avoid the front areas because this is having a garage door on eventually. Then we're going to clip up through all the joists and down to our fuse board over there. So I'm going to go and get the drill, get this drilled through, and then show you the connections on the doorbell. Have I blown the brick? Yes, I have. Whoops. But it's not too bad, to be fair. I was aiming for this mortar line. I wasn't far off. So that's where we've gone through, and then it just comes out there, and then it's just got to be clipped up. So what we'll do, we'll come through here, we'll clip up this mortar line here, straight up, and then we can get into our joists and straight down to the board. Right, the cable's through. Now, through all the joists, it has still got to be clipped down, but I'm going to do the connections first, pull any slack back that needs to, and then we will start clipping it. So, first obstacle we've come up against. The hole's through. I'm pushing the cable through, it's falling down the cavity. So what I've done is put one of the super rods through. I've got this little attachment which the cable sits inside, tighten it up, pull it through. Nice, saves all the electrical tape, saves your rods getting covered, you know what I mean? So that's on. All we've got to do then is push our flex into there, give it a pull to tighten it up, and then pull the rod back through. So that should come nice, and there we are. Boom, that's it. How easy was that? Don't mess about, do we? Right, connections. So we've took the bell off. This is the back of the bell, and this is where our connections are going. I don't think it matters which way is 0, which way is the 12 or the 24. Oh, what's it say actually? 8 to 24 volts. So it can run off either. I'll be putting it on the 24 volts there. We'll probably use the left side as our 0 and the right side as our 24 volts. So that's the back of the Ring. A lot of these you can hardwire, most of them that's where the battery goes, look, so that will just slot in there and power it up. You will still have the battery in, so if there's ever a power cut or anything like that, the battery will just be fully charged and then that will kick in. So there we are, let's get this connected up. Like so. So I've used the blue for the 0 volts and the brown for the 24 volts. You can get ring crimps, I think they do come with ring crimps, but this is an old doorbell so there isn't any, so all I've done, twisted it round the connections and tightened it back. They're nice and tight, they're sound. It might not be the best thing without the ring crimps, but it makes no odds at all. The connection's still sound, the connection's good. So we're just going to push the slack back through the wall now and get our 4 screws back in, get the battery back in and get the cover back on, and it's ready to wire up into the board. So that's back in, battery's back in, and it's all back on and ready to go. So what I'm going to do, because there's a cavity in here, I am going to push a little bit of slack back in the wall just in case in the future anything happens or they have the ring doorbell changed, there is a bit of slack in there that they can pull back on. So a bit of slack in there. I'm now going to clip these up that mortar line and then tuck off into our joist which we've drilled out, and our cable is through to the fuse board. So I'm going to get these clipped, get them clipped this end, get them clipped that end, and then I'll show you the doorbell transformer. So as we move over to the fuse board, I have ruffled these cables about because I've been messing, but I've cut the last 2 off the buzz bar, put the dim rail mounted transformer in, and then if we move up to the top of the board, so where our cable is going to come down here, I've just put one of these fire grommets in for access into the board. So I'm going to pierce a little hole in that, get our cable through, get it clipped down the wall, and then connect it into the transformer. Like so. So as we said, our 0 volts we've used the blue, and our 24 volt we've used the brown. All I've got to do now is get a live and neutral into the bottom of there, and that is ready to power up. And that is how we hardwire a ring doorbell back to the fuse board. You can buy, if you are a DIYer or anything watching this, you can buy it just a plug-in. So it's basically a plug-in transformer, 2 cables coming off it, you just route them back to your doorbell, 0 volt, 12 volt or 24 volt, straight in, connect it up, bash, and it just runs off a plug top then, which is a lot easier. But for us, obviously it's easier to get it back to the board in that situation. So when we do a rewire, if they do want it wired, we always wire a 2-core from the doorbell back to the board. Here, I knew the garage was here, so there was no point pulling it in when we did the rewire. So that's that. That's how we wire the doorbell. On to the next job. Next job on the list, get the bezels on. That was fast. They're done. Jesus, that was fast. Nice. So they're done in there. I've still got in here those Cat 5 ends coming out the wall. I'm going to be putting RJ45s onto them and a HD converter, but I will show you that in a moment. I've got a few more bezels to do, and then we'll move on to this or the outside light. Oh, hi there. We're up the loft. That was good, wasn't it? Did you enjoy that? So we're up the loft, and our plan here is we've got to put a light on the ceiling. So when we did the rewire, we have left a loop off the upstairs lights. What I'm going to do is drill that through this joist. I am then going to put a patris with a 2-gang switch on. Why the 2-gang switch? I hear you cry. Well, one switch, left-hand switch, is going to do the centre light. There is a light up already, but it's just on a plug top at the moment, plugged in over there. So left switch is going to do the light in here. The right switch is going to do the ring floodlight that I'm putting on the front of the property. Now, I'm doing a switch. I wouldn't normally, I'd feed it direct from the back of the switch straight into the permanent live and neutral, but I'm putting a switch on because the customer's not in. So what I can do, when they get back, I can text them, leave a little note, whatever, saying you need to set up your outside light. Turn the power on in the loft. That will initiate the setup process to save them getting up a ladder or anything like that to start it. So turn the power on. Is the ring spinning? Yes, it is. Scan the QR code. QR code's on the instructions. We can also leave that here. So they haven't got to do anything. They haven't got to get up to anything. All they've got to do is flick this switch, and then the switch will stay on forever and ever and ever. But yeah, I'll get this hole drilled out through the joist now, get the patris mounted, and then we'll look at wiring the light in here and the outside light. And this is how it's going to look. So left switch is going to do the pendant in the loft. Right switch we'll leave off for the moment. That's going to do the outside light. I've got to drill up into the soffit or into the cavity and fish this cable back down with that rod attachment that we used just. And then up there is where our pendant is going to sit. So it's been clipped down this beam, round through the floor, and then through the back of that joist there. So that's ready to go. I'll get the pendant up and then we'll move outside. Here's our next plan of attack. Get an outside light onto here. So what my plan is, I'm quite scared. Walk across this roof, only to about here, drill up on an angle into the cavity, push my rod up, attach the cable, come back down. He says. he says. Like so. And then we've got to pray that this goes up now. Will it? No, it won't. We need a bendier rod, kids. We need a bendier rod. Don't know how I'm going to get back onto them ladders. I've got to like, don't know. I tell you what, health and safety, eat your heart out, kids. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if the ladder fell. That'd be it. Good night, Jack. That's not happening, is it? It's not happening. Oh, that is. Oh, that's happening, kids. Only problem is, the rod's the wrong way for the attachment. We'll get there. We'll get there. We will? Judging me? Oh. Hate roofs, hate heights. Fell off a roof when I was a kid. Broke 17 bones. Don't really want to fall from here, but single story and all that. Should be alright. Should be okay, he says. That's it, that's up. Where's our little attachment? Here, I'm going to get up the loft now, put the cable in, come back round and pull it out. Nice. Now I've lost the smaller attachment, so I'm hoping this one works. Please come. Please come. Please. Yes. Never had any doubts. I never had a single doubt. I'm too good for this, honestly. I'm awesome, you know? I am awesome, yeah? I'm such a brave soldier as well. Anyway, talking about myself, legend. I'm going to chuck these onto the grass, save me carrying them down. Probably lose that one, and that one, and that one. Probably lose that one as well. We'll get back down and get the light. Just want to show you quickly a couple of these features that I like about this ring. This video isn't sponsored by Ring, by the way. I know we're fitting Rings products, but it's not sponsored. But if you are watching Ring, send me an alarm for my house, cheers. So first of all, once this is wired in, can you see this little loop here? The light hangs off it, so you can connect it up without holding it. I know, it's mint, I know. I've got one more trick to show you. Give us another hot tip, Jack, I hear you ask. Here it is, the ring screwdriver. So if you pull this out, it gives us another tool. And this tool is more of a tool than me, but these caps, screws that go on to fix it on, fit perfectly in there. And you can just wind them up, do them up, nice. I can't take credit for that though. That was Sean from Cablesmith who's showing us that. Saw it on one of his videos, used it ever since. You know Sean, Cablesmith. Yeah, the mank. Turkey teeth. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Check out his videos if you don't already. I'm sure you do though. Yeah, that was it really. That was the big hint. Might thumbnail this video. Ring device almost killed me. Could have fell off the roof. Might call it that, to be fair. If you got here and I've called it that, you've been done. Because I didn't nearly die, unless I fell after this bit, and then maybe I could. Look at them, me Charlie. Another job done. That's just ready to be switched on in that loft area that I showed you when the customer comes back and set up on his or her phone. Don't worry, I survived. Ha! By the skin of my teeth. How dangerous that was, living life on the edge. And I'm nuts, man, I'm nuts. I'm crazy. But, apart from the testing, I'm near enough done now. I've put an outside socket in while you wasn't watching. Oh, I'll show you the things. I will show you these because I do get a few comments, messages about how we run Cat 5 how we run, hold on, how we run HDMI through the Cat 5. So as you can see, if you watch the other videos, we've got two Cat 5s coming out the wall there, and they run through to here. What did you say? How do I know everything? I've been here a few years, you know what I mean? You pick these things up, you'll get there, don't worry. Right, first thing I'm gonna do is put RJ45 ends on each cable. So I've got 4 of those to go on, 2 on each side. For this, I am using my Ideal data kit. It's nice, it's push through crimps. A lot of people don't like push through crimps. I do, I think they look mint. So I'm gonna get the 4 ends on and then show you what we do next. I'm actually gonna call the video that. So shoot me, because I want to see if clickbaiting thumbnails and titles does make a big difference to the views. I'm hoping that it doesn't, but you do see some big boys doing it. I'm not saying who, Jordan, before you ask. So I'm not going to say, because I'll die rather than snitch, but it's Artisan. I've seen them do it and they get big views anyway. So it'd be nice to see on a little channel like me, whether it makes any difference. But I didn't nearly die. But I could have. Just gone way off track there, haven't I? So, we've got our ends, we've got our colours stripped and straightened. How do we know which colours go where? Because it's written on the tester. It's not a tester, it's a crimper. It's still written on it, okay? So I'm going to get these made off now, move down to there, get them made off. I haven't got the actual product with me. I've had to order it. They still haven't sent it for some reason, but it's on the way. It'll take me 2 seconds to pop in on night and plug it in if they want me to. But I'll show it you on my phone. So now our ends are made off. We've got 2 this end and 2 at the TV end. And this is what they plug into. So it's just some bloke coming around to see my missus. Yeah, she has these blokes around. I don't know what for. I think she's just friendly. I hope. Anyway, yeah, so each end you've got a transmitter and a receiver. So the transmitter will go this end. Basically, you plug your 2 RJ45 ends in, and then you've got HDMI out. So on this end, you'll have these 2 in, HDMI out into your Skybox or into whatever box you've got, PS5, PS4, PS3. I was going to say PS2, but that's not HD, is it? No. Anyway, whatever box you've got, plugs into there, straight through the Cat 5, and then the other end will look exactly the same, but it will be the receiver. So that'll be hidden behind the telly. That way you've got no cables going to the telly. You've just got HDMI down here, HDMI up there. The reason we put the Cat 5s in is because we used to bury HDMI leads. They can get really expensive and people break the ends. Once the ends are broke, they're scrap in the wall. So these, if this end breaks, cut it back a bit, reconnect it, we're back in action. Yeah, that's why we do it, and they're the ones we use. We use those, we've used them for years. They're in Toolstation, 25 quid. They're sound, they do the job. There is a lot out there that don't do the job, which we have found. These are the ones that we trust, we use, we like, they're nice. That's it from me, kids. That is the video. Not sure what we actually did in the video. Yeah, we did a bit. We did the Ring doorbell. We did the Ring outside light. We went through what we're doing here. We put some bezels on. It's another job done and it's another video. So thank you very much for watching. Big up yourselves. Big up all my members as well. If you do want to support this channel, in the link in the description, you'll be able to join the membership. Couple of quid a month. Same as buying me a drink. I don't drink, you'd have to buy me a coffee, but just join. Big up all my members. Big up the subscribers. If you haven't already, please do consider hitting that subscribe button. You will become a legend instantly. And when you press subscribe, you should see the animations it does. Honestly, try it. Try it now. Leave a little like, leave a comment, let me know what you think. See you later. Ta-ra.